Hello, my Generation XAbs crew. So today I want to talk to you guys about how rare it is to be below 10% body fat, have a six-pack, and also how sustainable it is. So if you're new here, my name is Adam. This is GenXAbs. This is a channel for all you 40, 50, 60 plus year olds that are looking to get back into shape or have already reached their fitness goals and want to maintain. Here I share with you some of the tips and tricks that I learned from a bunch of online coaches by watching their channels. So stick around, maybe you might learn something from me, and hopefully you'll comment down below and I'll learn something from you. So having six-pack abs and how rare it is. So I recently had this experience a few days ago, or actually a couple days ago. I had a meeting, and so I thought, why don't I have my meeting while I talk on the phone while I get my steps in? So I decided to go to Newport Back Bay in Newport Beach. It's a beautiful place. A lot of people go back there to run and to hike and to walk and to bike. So it's really a nice place. You know, you get to see the sunset over the water. Great place to go exercise. So I go out there, and I thought my meeting started at 6 o'clock, and I get there and I'm like, oh crap, it starts at 6:30. I was like, screw it, you know. So I started walking. So I'm walking down the path, and I get a group of runners coming towards me, about 10 or 12 of them, track and field guys, and they all got their shirts off. They're all nice and trim, but keep in mind they're all built for speed, so they're not weightlifting. So, you know, they don't have any definition, don't have any kind of muscle mass to them, and they can eat whatever they want, lucky bastards. So they come running towards me, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, no abs, no muscles, you know, but they're, you know, they're trim. And I'm still walking, and then I see a couple, and the guy's probably like maybe 30-40% body fat, and his girlfriend, you know, a little heavier set, and they're running, you know, towards me. And I look at them and I'm like, all right, you know, they're on their fitness journey. They're approaching, you know, their weight loss through running. And, you know, they have yet to figure out the eating portion of it and start, you know, changing their diet so they don't have to work so hard and beat up their knees so bad. You know, so the guy had his shirt on, so I don't know, you know, if he was, you know, had a six-pack down there and probably couldn't see it. And I'm still walking. And then I see another group of 12 runners coming towards me. Again, all nice and trim, shirts off, no definition, no muscles, no abs. And then I'm still walking, and I see another couple. Now this guy, he's built like a Greek god. He's got the shoulders, he's got the chest, he's got the, you know, tiny waist. And but then again, you know, still, you know, he's probably maybe around, I'm going to say 16, 15 body fat percentage. So he didn't have definition on his abs. And the girl he was with, you know, she was banging, so, you know, she you know, she was proper. And then I'm still walking, and, you know, I'm like, all right, you know, I'm like the oldest dude there. I seen about maybe 150 people during my walk, because I walked nearly 7 miles. I'm thinking to myself, it is rare to see somebody with six-pack abs, and for someone that's below 10% body fat or at 10% body fat. All these fitness guys that I listen to, all these online coaches I listen to, they, not all of them, but some of them talk about how rare it is, especially Luther. And I never actually stopped to look around, and when I did, I was surprised. I'm like, whoa, you know, on this day, out of like 150 people, I'm the only person walking, and, you know, with a six-pack abs, and I'm a 50-year-old. So it is rare. It's very interesting. And so, not that I'm tooting my own horn, and not that that would be a bad thing to do either, because I worked really hard to get to the point where I'm at, and I'm looking to maintain and stay at this body fat percentage. Now, as far as maintaining this body fat percentage, once you get down to 10%, well, for me, I've learned so much food discipline, so much exercise discipline. You know, I got into a routine where it's like 3 days a week I'm doing kettlebells, 2 days a week I'm doing a 20-mile back bay ride, you know, on the bike, and 2 days a week on Saturdays and Sundays I'm doing a 4 or 5 mile ruck with a 32-pound vest. To where now it's like a lot of things are non-negotiable. It's like my exercise and workouts are non-negotiable. You know, and even if I don't go home and do kettlebells, I'll still do like a full body weightlifting routine or some type of a workout. So it's never not do anything. And then my 15,000 steps a day, I'm out there chasing after them. So like today, I'm actually running late for work. So, and I got a 20-mile bike ride to do in the Newport Dunes or Newport Back Bay. So what am I going to have to do? I'm going to have to take a half-hour lunch, And so that means I'm only going to walk maybe a mile and a half during my lunch hour. And whenever I get out there to the group, I'm going to ride it 20 miles, and then I'm going to switch back into my shorts, my shoes, and go and walk and try to get up to at least 14,000 steps, 13,000 steps. So that way, after I get home and eat dinner, I can go have my dinner walk and get the rest of my steps in. So there's time management that comes into play as well whenever you're so disciplined and you create this regimen. So is it sustainable? Yes. The amount of exercise and activity that I do, I enjoy it, so it is sustainable for me doing it this way. Pretty soon I'm going to back off. I'm just going to stick to weightlifting because I want to start focusing on muscle mass and gaining muscle. So what'll happen then is I'm going to have to cut back on my calories a bit and still try to keep my protein intake which I like to stay at, like, even though I weigh 151 pounds, I like to stay at around 160 grams of protein per day. Reason being is that from what I've heard, is that as you get older, your stomach acids don't work as well as they do when you're younger, so you don't ingest as much protein as you take in. So anyways, I am going to have to change my diet a bit and bring it back a bit. So like last night, I actually was exhausted, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to do kettlebells. I'll just do a full body workout. So I got the dumbbells out, pull-ups, presses, military presses, flies, curls, tricep extensions, calf raises. Yesterday I did legs. So yes, I did do legs yesterday. So and that only burnt, like it said, like 250 calories, where whenever I do the kettlebells, it's a higher calorie count. I have to account for that. Luckily, I track all my workouts and my calorie burn, so I'm able to determine, okay, on this day whenever I did kettlebells, I burnt this many calories within that period, and on this day I only did dumbbells, so this is how much I'm expected to burn as far as calories go whenever I'm doing a dumbbell workout. So is it sustainable to stay at 10%? I feel like though it is. I've changed my eating habits. I don't chase after sugar and carbs like I used to, and I'm not going to get into the whole carb debate. And I can say no to a lot of things, and part of the reason is not only because everything that I learned along the way, but also because I want to stay where I'm at. And another reason is because all of you guys watching this channel, you guys are actually holding me accountable, because you guys are subscribing and you guys are, watching my videos, and you're like, all right, is he still holding it together? Mr. I'm at 10% and I'm not going to gain weight, and this is sustainable. Yeah, you guys are putting that little bit of pressure on me to say, hey, you better maintain, and you better exercise, you better eat right, you better get your steps in. So thanks to all you guys, I will be staying at a low body fat percentage. Hopefully it'll be between 9 and 10%. I have yet to get the exact definition of my abs that I was hoping for, so I got to keep at it. I'm going to get a DEXA done on August 28th, and we're going to find out if my diet and workout routine is still working, and if my body is fighting back and holding on to the weight. So stick around. August 28th, I'll be giving you guys another update. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching the channel, watching this video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, so you know when I upload another video, and hit the like button, and I will see you guys at the next video. Also, before you go, be sure to support the channel by visiting GenXAbs.com and purchasing the merch. I'll see you guys soon.